So, it looks like Jason Lee has all the tea and receipts when it comes to celebs who were caught up in Diddy's freakoffs, because he just dropped a long list of celebs that were getting blackmailed by Diddy. And y'all won't believe the names he dropped. We're talking about big names like Tiana Taylor, Travis Scott, and so many more. Jason Lee is one of the very few people who are actually willing to admit that he was at Diddy's parties, but he claims that it was all business from his end. However, that doesn't mean that he didn't see some freaky deaky things going down. He came with all the receipts for the tea, and y'all need to be sat for this because the tea is going to blow your mind. If y'all are wondering how Jason came to have all this tea, it's because he used to work very closely with Diddy for a couple of years. He had a kind of deal with Diddy's brand and Revolt TV, and as a result of that, he was around Diddy and saw a lot of things go down. As a result of this, people started to suspect that he could have been one of Diddy's boy toys and that he was getting bent over and having his back broke by Diddy, if you know what I mean. However, Jason was not about to let this narrative fly, and he immediately came forward to claim that he and Diddy had a business relationship, nothing more, nothing less. To be fair, he has boldly called Diddy out once the SA allegations started flying around, unlike other celebs who just silently distanced themselves from Diddy without saying anything. Jason was also the first to break the news of Diddy settling Cassie's lawsuit, and he kind of hinted that Diddy was trying to silence Cassie and protect himself.
Now I'm hearing from the streets that it was between 20 and $25 million.
I heard that too.
$25 million in one day. That ain't happening if ain't nothing happening. You know he's not getting the Ciroc money anymore because they sued him and he got into a big fight with Ciroc. So that $50 million a year hasn't been coming in, at least for the last year. And then he lost AT&T Dream in Black because they woke up and said they don't want to dream in black with him no more. And then the true tea is Revolt did not renew our show or couldn't renew our show because they didn't have the money to do it. But we still support Revolt because it is a black-owned business. And we want it to continue to thrive. Even though Diddy stepped down recently as the chair. But it's still moving forward with Datavio and Dion, the CEO of Bad Boy or Combs Enterprises. Well, here's a photo of Cassie and Diddy's statements following the resolution of whatever caused them to get here that's in the paperwork a day later. Take a look. Statement from Cassie. I've decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. Diddy said, we've decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love. And then a statement from Douglas, the counsel for Miss Ventura, says, I'm very proud of Miss Ventura for having the strength to go public with her lawsuit. She ought to be commended for doing so. He paid her off to go away. But it's not going away. Because here we are talking about it again because more things have come.
Girl, not him low-key broke shaming Diddy, but that was not the last time that he spoke on Diddy. When he went on Cam Newton's podcast, he tore into him big time, again claiming that they weren't friends and that it was all business.
I was on his network. I've been to many of his house parties. Let's start with different silos of Diddy, right? Okay.
That definitely caught Cam's attention because he asked about the celebs that he saw at Diddy's parties, and Jason was more than happy to spill the tea because he named a couple of high-profile celebs. According to Jason, the parties had so many A-listers in attendance that Diddy would hire military-level security just in case some crazy fans tried to break in or sneak in just to get a glimpse at their favorite celebs.
Military to stop people from wanting to scale the wall to get in his house because on the other side of that wall is Beyonce, Jay-Z, and every big star you want to know. T.D. Jakes was there too, but I don't know if he was busting open. I'm just saying. Because they said that too about the good Bishop.
But that's not all, because Jason went on to reveal something weird and shady about the parties, claiming that Diddy allegedly used his power and influence to and intimidate people into staying quiet about what he is really like and how hard it is to work for him. He even claimed that he had almost been a victim of Diddy's infamous temper, revealing that Diddy once threatened to end him.
Once threatened me, but I don't know if it was the De Leon or Ciroc or if it just felt itself, but I was taking a picture in his house and he walked over and he said, don't you ever try me. I'm letting you know right now I'm a different type. I said, do you want to get in the picture or not? Because I'm drunk, you drunk, and I ain't about to do this with you. Yeah, he got in the picture, took the picture, he said, I f with you, man. If you don't get your crazy Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde ass out of here. But that was the little experience I had with him. But every text was always love. It was always cool. It was always nice to me.
But that didn't do much to stop the gossip mill. After Diddy got arrested, people started speculating that Jason was more involved in Diddy's shenanigans than he was claiming, and that he could be involved in the freaky stuff that went down at Diddy's party. It was at this point that Jason said, "Hold my beer," and he went live on Instagram to snitch on everybody that he saw at them freakoffs, dropping some shocking names like Tiana Taylor, Jordan Woods, Travis Scott, Usher, DaBaby, Mary J. Blige, and so many others.
A lot of these celebrities, every single celebrity in the culture has been to Diddy's house, which means they've gone through all his phones, text messages. I can read you my text message to Diddy. What day is it airing on the show, on the network? Are you coming on the show? Diddy, what's this? It's all been business for me. It's been business for me. I don't have nothing inappropriate to them people because I don't deal with them like that. So you mean to tell me all those late nights, what you doing, where you at? I've seen Jay-Z at his house. I've seen T.D. Jakes at his house. I've seen Chris Brown at his house. I've seen Jordan Woods at his house. I've seen Travis Scott at his house. I've seen Beyonce at his house. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all. Now, we was all in the backyard, but I've seen them all. I've seen Usher there. I've seen DaBaby there. I've seen Justin Bieber there. I've seen... Everybody's been to a Diddy party. I've seen Lindsay Lohan, Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Tyrese, Amber Rose. I've seen them all have been there. Mary J. Blige. I've seen them all.
Girl, Jason was singing like a canary. You know what? He didn't tell one single lie because every single person he named has been to the parties and has been caught in 4K. One of the names that Jason dropped was Chris Brown. And like I said, he has been caught in 4K partying it up with Diddy. I guess we shouldn't be surprised by this because everyone knows that Chris is a hard partier. Interestingly, Chris once told a story of how Diddy allegedly tried to put moves on him when he was only 12 years old.
And then the funniest part, like, a lot of people don't know, Diddy turned me down. I was 12 years old.
Watch this.
Like, man,
let's talk about him right now.
But it's love now. This is like my family, my brother now.
But let's get to the point.
But it was a blessing.
You went to see him.
Yeah.
Was you dancing?
So basically, it came as a package deal.
Because if you danced, he definitely would have signed you.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100.
Diddy ended up not signing Chris after that, and even though he claimed that it was because things didn't work out, fans are convinced that the real reason is that he was salty that Chris didn't put out. But hey, it looks like that never stopped them from getting freaky deaky with each other at the parties, allegedly. Another name that Justin mentioned is DaBaby, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised about this. DaBaby himself revealed in an interview with Shannon Sharpe that Diddy got all handsy with him at one of his parties and even told people there how much he liked DaBaby.
This was the beginning of 2020, you know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and maybe about 15 others. Right. Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Right. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
It's interesting that DaBaby revealed that Beyonce was at the party because if there is one name that has been tossed around since the Diddy scandal started, it's Beyonce. Also, do you remember last year when Jason Lee tried to blackmail Beyonce, saying that he had some nasty dirt on her?
Tell them while Johnny puts a beep over this part of the show, so you'll never know what it is, but I want you to see their reactions, and I'm going to do it right now.
He then claimed that he would keep his mouth shut if Beyonce got R. Kelly to come on his show.
I got the receipts. I still have the receipts. Yvette, no, I got the receipts. I got them. And I think people like her publicist, who I love, and I'm just being critical. That's just what I do. You know that, Yvette. We're trying to book Kelly Rowland right now. Now, if I don't get Kelly Rowland because I say this about, then it's going to be a problem. Then I'm putting out receipts. The receipts I just told you about, then I'll put those out.
The fires that will come of that.
I ain't worried. I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing this industry game.
At the time, everyone thought that he was just salty because Beyonce didn't invite him to the premiere of her Renaissance movie and that he was bluffing. But from the looks of it, he might have been blackmailing her with some evidence of him seeing her at a freak-off show. And y'all know that is not the type of information that Beyonce wants to get out about her. Jason also named Usher and Justin Bieber as Diddy's guests, which is kind of sad because Usher and Justin Bieber were reported to have been kids when Diddy first got them into freaky stuff and mentored them to help them get their careers off the track. Back in the day, Diddy used to run something he called Puffy Flavored Camp, where he mentored young boys. The name alone should have sent red flags waving high in the air. But then y'all know that all manner of weird and crazy stuff happened in the 90s that people didn't even blink at, even though they should have. Whatever happened to Usher at Diddy's camp, he still seems to be traumatized by it. So traumatized, in fact, that he has made it clear that he will never let anything like that happen to his kids.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh,
I was having a good time.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
The same thing is also believed to have happened to Justin Bieber because sources say that he was allegedly victimized by Diddy. We also have Jason Lee, who put Justin at Diddy's parties. Diddy's so-called friendship with Justin started to get a little sus when he made a video about how he and Justin were going to be spending 48 hours alone away from cameras and all eyes. Now, I don't know what they were doing together, but I know well and good that there's nothing that a grown man needs to be doing alone with a 15-year-old boy that they can't talk about. They sure weren't making music together, that's for sure. What had people more suspicious is that Diddy went over and above to promise Justin the world, starting with promising him a Ferrari when he turned 16. And as if promising him a lavish car wasn't sus enough, Diddy also promised him a mansion. Girl, say what now?
So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but when you get 16, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion.
This is crazy because Diddy is known to be stingy AF. He has been owing his artists for years and refusing to pay them, but he was promising Justin a house and a car. It was kind of given love bombing, which makes the whole power dynamic even creepier. The situation got so messy that Justin eventually started to avoid Diddy completely.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah, it's like history repeating itself with Justin, just like it did with Cassie. Justin was obviously trying to distance himself from Diddy, but man, Diddy was not ready to let him slip away that easily, even when Justin was clearly feeling uneasy about the whole situation. And then to add fuel to the fire, there's the whole video floating around of Justin getting up to who knows what with Odell Beckham Jr. at one of Diddy's shindigs. And when he turned to the camera, it looked like he had some man juice on his lips, if you know what I mean. Oh, and we also have this video of Diddy saying that he was going to be doing a little something with Travis, who got so freaked out that he ran away from Diddy screaming.
Yo, everybody, my baby bro, we here. Tomorrow it's time. It's time. What you gonna do to that thing, man? Yeah, they better tune in. They better tune in. Let's go.
As wild as these names are, it's known that Diddy recorded them all getting down and dirty at his parties and has had them on tape for a long time. Well, the streets are now saying that Diddy has been blackmailing the celebs with the videos, which isn't surprising because Lil Rob Ben told us that in his lawsuit. There has been speculation that Diddy's real source of income is blackmail and not music, and that he allegedly has celebs paying him off in exchange for his silence. Fans commented, Diddy was basically the Jeffrey Epstein of the music industry. He would up young artists and put them in compromising situations so he could later control them through blackmail. A reminder that we learned from the indictment that Diddy would secretly tape people having consensual and otherwise and taking. Diddy would then blackmail them with said tapes so they would cover for and support him. And Diddy probably was controlling the whole music industry with how much stuff he had to blackmail every artist. This is a hot mess, but y'all let me know how y'all feel about this and then check out this next video.